I'm Rick Wallace. Live in Cherokee, Oklahoma. Retired state trooper, did 23 years for that, and then retired sheriff from Alfalfa County. Been in this part of the country since 1990. My dad was a retired trooper. Started out in Cherokee, where I live. I call my hobby my well-being to keep me out of my recliner. So my uncle was a master carpenter, master woodworker. My dad was also a carpenter, and so was his other brother. Kind of funny how I got started in this. I was talking with my daughter-in-law one day, and I was messing out my shop with a little wood I had. She said, "Hey, you ought to make charcuterie boards." So we got to looking, and I kind of ventured off on it. Brought some wood back from Arkansas, where they live, some sassafras and oak and different kinds. Had a little walnut, and started making charcuterie boards, and people were interested in them. I make them a little different. I don't use the curved handles. I use antique iron handles, and then I put rubber feet on the bottom to keep them from sliding. And with charcuterie boards, you have to use a wood-safe finish. So I use 2 or 3 different types of oil, so they're safe. So then I ventured off into doing some end tables. And I use, a friend of mine has a mill, and I went out there one day and he happened to have walnut and some cedar. So I ended up getting some of the walnut, bought it from him, and it was out of what they call the root balls. And that's what you'll see out here on the end tables. Those are the root balls of the walnut tree. And it turns out it's burl walnut. Very nice, very pretty. And the enjoyment of woodworking is I hand sand everything with my orbital sander or belt sander. I don't plane anything. But it's when you start getting to the grain of the wood and comes out that it really speaks for itself. And I use different types of walnut stain on those. Some people like them natural finish. Some people like them with a gloss finish, or I had one that with a matte finish. And so it's an investment in the type of machines or saws you use and things. So I use radial arm saw, miter saw. I also use some chisels, wood chisels on different parts of the wood that has loose. I also use picks. But I have a wind bandsaw. I have a wind scroll saw. I use my radial arm saw. And I have a smaller bandsaw for finer cutting. And I'm fairly meticulous in what I do because it's a joy just to see what God brings out to you in the wood and makes it. The way I ended up here at Graceful Arts is my daughter, my wife, and my daughter's mother-in-law, Christy, all said I need to go to the Nescatunk Arts Festival. I hem hawing around and didn't. I said, So I ended up going out there with some of my tables and charcuterie boards, and the longer table charcuterie boards can also be used for table decorations, which my daughter-in-law and my daughter use them for. And kind of word of mouth got out there, but Alice called me and she says, "I want your wood at Graceful Arts." So that's how I ended up here, and it's actually good for me, for my health. It keeps me busy. Being retired, I can take my own time, do what I want to do, pick my own hours. So it's just been an absolute joy to mess with the wood. And of course, I make my grandkids stuff out there also, a few little toys and that. But it's just a blessing God has given to me to be able to do some of it.
How would people get hold of you if they want to find out?
I'm one of the few still has a hard line in the phone book under Rick Wallace in Cherokee, but Alice has business cards, and feel free to pick them up, or like I said, call me and come take a look if you're interested. Some of these have been sold for wedding gifts and stuff like that. Some for people just wanting them. So it's a pleasure to do it for people, and I hope they enjoy it.